Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, live stream, we are looking at the Road Maintenance Simulator 2 Winter Services, which was released as of today. Big thank you for Aerosoft for sending us a key to be able to showcase this game to you guys. I did do a few videos last few days. Some people have been keen, some people not so keen. It did get released as of today, and it is sitting with mostly negative reviews, and I can see why they're getting them. Some of the things aren't well explained, shall we say. But I did say what we would do is do another live stream. We would play for a little bit longer. We'll see how much further we got in it, see if we wanted to continue or not. I don't want to keep making videos because the game gets quite grindy. There's a lot of driving forwards and backwards. I feel like that's what we're basically doing with most of our time, is just driving backwards and forwards. So before we give it a bit of a go, we'll try and see if we can get to the winter months and see what it's all kind of about. But anyways, good evening to everyone that's here so far. Hopefully you're all doing well. Hopefully you've all had a good Monday. As you can see, I'm quite tired. I'm exhausted. Been a long weekend. GTA, good evening. Dean, good evening. Dehan, good evening. Jordan, good evening. Grimbled, hello. Mad Skills, hello. T, first live chat. Well, welcome. Sorry, I'm not. I'm a bit tired today. I'm feeling a bit. Nelson Carter, good evening. 194 Bus, good evening. Dean, good evening. Suffolk Mac, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to everybody. Hopefully you're all doing very well. So anyways, a little bit about this game. If anyone didn't watch my last two videos on it, Road Maintenance Simulator 2, which basically they released one about 2 or 3 years ago, which I played on the channel. Now that this is their second version, it's mostly based on the kind of same thing, but with winter added in. Which I'm not sure why we couldn't have just maybe done a winter DLC, because I don't feel there's enough been changed between 1 and 2 personally, what I played so far. But anyways, we'll keep on going. So you get to take on a variety of authentic tasks that occur every day around the road maintenance depot, now included with winter services. Choose from a wide selection of tools, attachments and vehicles to master the challenges ahead. Now, to unlock the winter, there's a progress panel here, and you can see here, once you've kind of done a few things, you can move on. We're currently in the spring. We've done no tasks for these yet. So we'll continue working on here. Now, I did actually start doing removing of these rocks, and even though I saved the game, for some reason, it's just reset itself. And from the version that I was playing for the last 2 days, that was a very early access version, so I don't know if it has much changed. There was a 10 gigabyte update, so I'm hoping maybe a few things were ironed out and fixed. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue on with these tasks, and we're going to continue on with this big task. This is the one that we need to do to get everything out of the way, basically. And that's where we're going to start today. Regina, good evening. Hattie, good evening. Good evening all. Okay, we need the semi-truck. Hey, Steg, good evening. I see you on the giveaway. I need to give you a key later. Right, so we're going to go around here. I'm going to pick up the semi. So yeah, I've already done most of this job on the end of the last video, which was really annoying that I got to do all over again, because I felt like this driving around malarkey was taking forever. Alright, I think I have to connect it from here, don't I? Down she blows! Right, we should be able to get in this back door here. Oh, we can. Nice. What is it I need? I need the loader, so I think we're taking this thing next. Hey Benjamin, are you going to play Mario Cycling Center when the new DLC comes out? I will be, yep. I don't think the new DLC is due out until the... I think it's next week, isn't it? 19th or something I read? I might be wrong. Yeah. Oh shit. Go on. Okay. Don't think we need to strap you in. I think we can. $19th, it was the 19th. Yep, yeah, I will be looking at it. I'll probably go back to creating some more videos on it so we're ready for it, because I still haven't unlocked all the other stuff. Open sesame. Traffic is brutal. Oh my god, the handling is dreadful. Good thing about having to redo the mission is that you know what to do. Yeah, but most of this mission is I've got to drive here, drop this loader off, I've got to drive this thing back, then I've got to get a truck, I've got to bring the truck down, then I've got to take the truck back, then I've got to bring this back down here, then take the loader back on there and then bring it back again. You should be able to like leave this truck and stuff down there maybe. Come on. This thing takes forever to pick up speed. Hey, Michael Porter's, this game would be great for multiplayer, I would say. Yeah, see, yeah, if we had a bit of multiplayer, where a few of us could drive a few things down, that'd be great. But I think the other problem is that most of the jobs are just like one truck, one thing. Considering it's a whole new game from the original one, I don't feel like the map has even changed. I think the map is exactly the same. The vehicles look exactly the same. There's a few new vehicles, I think. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Like, it could nearly have just been a winter DLC, really, and just added a few upgrades and stuff, in my opinion, but... But I think this is what Construction Simulator lacks as well. Even though Construction Simulator is multiplayer, so many of the jobs are still, you know, only one person can do one thing at a time and you're just kind of taking turns. And I think that's where the Construction Simulator even fails in that aspect. Because basically between jobs, like, only one of you can do one thing at a time, you know? Beep beep. Hey, light bands, do you recommend it? I think if you've got the first one already, maybe no. Because, like, I really don't know if there's enough difference. I mean, I haven't got to experience the winter stuff yet, but I'm assuming it's mainly plowing roads and stuff, right? Yeah, I just don't know, is there a big enough leap for 1 and 2? Now, you can pick up number 1 on key sites, like instant gaming stuff, pretty cheap. And you can always use my creator link as well. I don't know, currently it's on sale for 22 euros. I think it's a lot for not having a lot. Fast Food Simulator is being released tomorrow, I heard. I thought it was the 11th for that game. I will be looking at that as well, but I had a feeling that was the 11th. I could be wrong though. Could be a bit like that, but okay on some job, one person building, the other getting stock. Yeah, I mean, look, Construction Sim definitely does it better, but sometimes I do find it can be a bit... We're just waiting. You know, there's a lot of waiting when there's 4 people. But for me, the biggest disappointment, it wasn't a brand new map. I generally don't think they've added anything to this map. Maybe a couple of things like that. But the depot is exactly the same. The controls are exactly the same. The vehicles control exactly the same. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed on that front. But I mean, maybe there are an absolute ton of new missions and stuff. I don't know. I mean, we're doing the main missions now. We got the 4 seasons for the main missions, and is that it? Right, we need a dump truck now. Yeah, Contractville do it well where, yeah, there is a freedom of basically just do what the hell you want. There's a big list of games that we need to be playing. Contractville, I know had a big update. I wanted to do multiplayer. I still wanted to check out the American Truck Euro Truck Simulator Greece. There's quite a few games this week actually. It's a bit of a busy week for games, and then it's kind of dead then up to Christmas, and after Christmas I haven't seen very much. Like even with the steering where the wheel doesn't really move, that's full lock. No, I never got my gift on Contractville. They said they were sending me a gift. I never got anything. Clearly I wasn't worthy enough. That's why I like Kebab Chefs as multiplayer as well, because you can kind of do your own thing. Do you know what you're going to do, Train? I have no idea, mate. Absolutely no idea. Told you, it's not working very well. See, this does matter, and you turn the corner and the truck just slows so much. Come on. Alright, go pick up all the big rocks. Still need to look at Kebab Chef at some point. Stuck on the Genesis order at the moment. I love a bit of Kebab Chef's meat. Okay, so you can only pick up 4 at a time. Oh shit. Is there still one in there? No. I might have broken the job where that one has gone missing. Got Tobacco Shop today, but there are a few bugs after the game come out. It's like saying there's a thief when there's not. I didn't even see mine update today. Kebab Chefs. Ah yeah, look, we all love a bit of Kebab Chef. It's a bit of fun. You know, silly things like this, like no rain effects on the window. Oh, you got rain effects on this window, but not your main screen. How weird is that? Go on, get going. Beep beep. Okay, looks like I'm going to a disposal site. But yeah, it's Glastonbury. Oh no, a tree fell down. Okay, so the rocks are getting dumped in here. We'll leave that one there like nothing ever happened. How the hell are you supposed to pull out when the cars are so fast and my truck is so slow? Yeah, I mean, look, they could use the taco and stuff, but I suppose they don't want to overcomplicate things either. And then we're going to take the big trailer back up, go get the other truck again. Oh, come on. You get to do that for that, but for fueling, you just gotta stand here, look. It's refueling by just looking at this. The thing with the taco is that they're not universal. They use logbooks, no electronic logging currently in use. In Europe it is. It's so this is in Germany based, so it is. But like I said, you don't really want to overcomplicate it because there are different rules for different countries. And then there's actually different driving rules as well for different types of driving. Like, you just kind of put yourself into a bit of a grey area with it all. But then you see they'd have to add some sort of money value or some sort, because you know you'd want to get fines, and you know if you don't comply, you can lose your license and that kind of stuff. Like, so, I suppose it can be quite difficult for them to add these kind of things. The wheels turn too much. Look, that's why they're so slow. I mean, I've got my taco card here. We can put it in. So it's all digital, it's all nice and easy. Well, go on. The European Standards Agency, they changed all digital because paper books can be forged. You can't forge a digital tacho, you see. So, hey 194, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing good, mate. How are you? We will be flying tomorrow as well. We haven't had a flight stream in a few weeks, so we will be flying tomorrow. Yeah, there is, because everybody has their own rules, and even actually some truck companies for driving, like, there are some instances where you can drive a truck where you don't need to use the tacho because you're using it to get between your places of work. Like I said, it's a big grey area that can be interpreted in many ways. The same for the buses. The buses are the same. There's a grey area of the buses because you've basically got long distance driving and then you got city driving, and they both have completely different rules. And city drivers don't need to use a tacho, even though, you know, your company might say, oh, you must use your tacho. You don't, and most drivers won't. Like, I never did, no matter how much they told me it was company policy. But yeah, like I said, some building sites, they can use trucks if they're moving trucks around or whatever. Technically they don't need a tacho because you're using them to get to the place of work. Like I said, there are ridiculous grey areas. So Steam says Fast Food Sim releases on the 10th. I thought it was the 11th. No, to be fair, the developer sent me that demo ages ago and they said they'd send me a key, but we've had no key, so we'll have to wait and see. Big ambitions. Some point in the week. I've seen that 0.7's come out in experimental, but experimental can break your saves, so I don't really want to mess. I know we could just make different saves, but anything that you do in the experimental, it wipes. You don't get it when it goes to the main page, so I won't be doing the 0.7 just yet. Okay, we'll just play bumper cars. I mean, look, they got visually some of these trucks and stuff. They look alright. I think they've done a good job, but I think there's just so much more they could have done. And I still think my biggest issue is that the map, I'm pretty sure, is exactly the same as number 1. You know, if you're gonna bring out a whole new game, you got to make it worth a whole new game. Gonna put me to sleep. Yeah, I've done all sorts. So basically, the company that I work for here in Ireland, is the largest, the only real big bus company in the West, anyways. And yeah, you mix your city and your country driving now. You can pick a board where basically you're predominantly doing, say, country driving, But sometimes you might have like an early day and you come back, so your board might say you have to do like 1 hour on a normal bus while you're covering lunch breaks, you see, and things like that. And then if you want overtime, see, that's where it gets really murky. Say if you, because the moment you drive long distance, you have to stay in long distance rules. So even if you go into, so say if you're a city driver, you can drive basically 6 days a week, friggin' 12 hours a day. The rest period, basically there is none, and you can stick with that. But the moment that you do one long distance run, so say you're always in the city, but then all of a sudden, oh, you need to cover a shift, you're driving halfway down the country or whatever, what you have to do is, once you put your taco card in, you switch automatically to European rules for 2 weeks. And that means you have to have a minimum of X amount of rest hours before the next day. You need to have, you're only allowed to drive for, like in the city, technically you can drive 5.5 hours before a break. They don't really make you do that, but there might be the odd board that would. But when you do long distance, like, you can't drive any longer than 4.5 hours. But the moment that you've done one long distance trip in that 2 week period, your whole rules have to change. This is why I'm saying it gets really, it gets quite murky. I've driven trucks as well, though. Like, it's not just buses I've driven trucks. Sometimes trucks can be slightly harder days, but, you know, when you're only carrying cargo, you know, it doesn't really matter as much what happens. Yeah, but that's what they make you do. So, because basically how long distance rules work, it's 56 hours over a 2 week period or whatever. So basically 1 week you could do 6 days a week, but then the next week you can't. And that's why you have to keep it for 2 weeks. Oh shit, I think I've uncoupled it in the wrong position. Oh, for God's sake, look. So that's why once you change over your rules, you have to stay, the European rules, well, the long distance rules, they overlap. They take, you know, precedence over anything else. And they call them European rules because they're the same rules all over Europe, I suppose. So it's about the amount of hours you're allowed to drive over a 2 week period. That's why it changes. So that means if you say you're mainly a city driver, but you do a bit of overtime and you go out, you're stuck in them for 2 weeks, which basically means you can't do any overtime. Hey, Jim. Good evening. I keep falling off my chair. Okay, we completed that task. What the hell? Okay, so you can change the season now, if we wish. It's because you've done the main task. So basically, you have to keep doing the main tasks to be able to get into the winter. But in the spring here, got plant trees, storm damage stuff. I mean, we can do that next summer, right? We'll change into summer. Don't think much has changed. Hey, Catchy HD, just subscribe, thank you, much appreciated. Done busters for a while back in the 90s, about 8 years, but too many people for my liking, so I went into lorry cargo. Yeah, I mean, there's actually nearly more money in it, and can be better hours depending on who you work for and what you do. Okay, why don't we do whatever job this is? Fill the pothole. Looks like there's a lot to do, but let's do it. This is the worst part of the game, is loading all this crap on. Yeah, but would you really fancy doing long distance driving out in the bloody desert? I don't know. Look at this car, flat out revs. Meow. Then why do we have so many Middle Eastern truck drivers in Canada? Well, there's a lot of them over here too, to be fair. I think terms and conditions might not be as good over there, right? Oh, bugger, gone the wrong way. Like I said, if you can get like delivering like, you know, food to shops, you know, 5 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon or something nice and easy, you know, the long haul driving, you know, where you live in the truck and stuff, it can be quite tough, like. Okay, park in the parking position. Switch warning guidance arrow to left. I gotta remember how to get this thing to work now. Oh, A and up. Okay. Get the traffic cones out of the storage compartment and secure the workout. What fucking... Oh yeah, the traffic cones are in here, aren't they? I was about to go mad then. Safety first and all that. Seriously, that's not enough cones. By 1. Oh, everyone loves a good workman, don't they? I see this beautiful square that I'm making. 6 people, it'd be a whole army of people here. And it'd probably take about 3 weeks. I love tramping all week and back home the weekends, done that. Yeah, look, some people really love that kind of thing. I forgot that they call it tramping. How the fuck do I put that in there? Fill the coal mix from the bucket into the pothole. Alright. Oh, the lid came off. I don't know how the lid came off. I pressed X, I think. Man, we'd be having a tea break right now, wouldn't we? And then we're gonna have to dig it up to put the internet cables in, because we've got to do that first, right? Don't tell me this is a one at a time kind of job. Okay, you've got to kind of catch the bottom one. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ah. Painful. Job well done. Simon, good evening. What's your opinion on the game? Look, it's very similar to the first one. I personally don't think there's enough here to say. I mean, I haven't tried the winter stuff yet, but I think if you've not played the first one, you don't own the first one. Yeah, it could be a bit of fun for a few hours, but I think if you own the first one, I just don't think there's enough difference, to be honest with you, apart from the winter stuff. That's the honest opinion. We're also missing the 3 white foremen stand there looking at the hole. I didn't take about 10 tea breaks. The waste container. I gotta throw my bucket in the waste. Okay, so the task can be completed. We filled the pothole. Right, if we were to go back to the progress then, so we did one of these. Mark painting spaces, repair asphalt, mark road. Road construction, move soil level and compact ground. So this is the mandatory task to move on to autumn. So, road construction, so we know that that's basically where we've been already before, it's here. Semi-truck, wheel loader, dump truck, combination roller. Oh man, we're going to be backwards and forwarding. I feel like maybe we should just do some of these small jobs. Actually, it might be a bit more fun. Okay, we've got to do the route to get new jobs. I think the smaller jobs are more fun. The big ones just feel very tedious. Basically, by driving the route here, we're picking up all the little jobs. You see them popping up there on the screen. Hey, random music. You want a night out? Oh, pothole. That's good, mate. Okay, so that's that task complete. Hey, Jack's Law, just Skype. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. Alright, so what shall we do for... Where are we here? So what's this? Replace the Lunita. Needs to be replaced on the marked section of the right. I don't even know what that is. Let's do it. Better refuel quickly. So yeah, I actually think the little jobs are more fun. The big job is just so tedious. I mean, I've got to go backwards and forwards like 6 times with all the trucks. Okay, these bollards. I hate putting these things out. Just one? That's all? Oh, I'm only replacing one of these things. Okay. It's not so bad. Okay, here's the broken one. A job well done. Yeah, you gotta kind of get it to the angles or the correct way around. Okay, so we completed that task. Right, we don't need anything. We've got the truck. We just need to realign one of them. Okay, now I've got to use the screw to tighten it in. We've got a drill in here. Now these were quite fiddly to bloody see before. Come on. There we go. Hey, Gary. Your games are awesome. Thank you, mate. Well, not my games, but I'm glad you enjoy. Alright. We can complete that task as well. Right, what else we got? These are the two big jobs. Flatbed truck, semi-truck, road marking machine, low boy, trailer, barrier. Shall we do this? Shall we mark the road, see what it's all about? This new game, yeah, it's very kind of so-so. It's if you ever played the first one, it's very, very similar. Right, how many of these things are we gonna need? Oh, we're clearly gonna need tons of these things. Drive to your location, okay. Knowing you have to do a little task as individual jobs and you can't group them together. Yeah, see, that would be quite fun as well. You know, you never go out one job at a time, do they? You know, they've got a list of crap they need to do in the day. I mean, there are some good things about the game. Like I said, if you didn't own the first one, I'd definitely say, you know, why not go get this one? If you like this kind of stuff. But I think if you just own the first one, I don't see too much difference, to be honest with you. I'll double check in a second. I don't think so. Which is a shame, because if we had multiplayer, it'd be quite fun. Alright, we're going to be proper closing the road here. Now these had to be certain way round. I learned that the last time. Yeah, it's going to be a console game. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, if you're a console player, console players usually don't get a lot of games. Yeah, it is. It should already be out on console, I believe. Just very quickly on the... yeah, it came out on console, it's not multiplayer though. Imagine blocking off all this road without telling anyone. Like, haha, screw the public. It's like, now, drive back to depot. Painful. I had a brief look. I've been really busy today. And I have 5 minutes for myself. I'll have a good look after this. So yeah, it is out on console. I suppose it'll appeal to a lot more console players, I think, than PC players. Has anyone got the new Armstrong Powerhouse 378? Have you tried that? Yeah, anyone? Don't know how to do a live stream on Train Sim and show off some of them scenarios on the Goblin Line in London. See, now the other thing about Train Sim is on the 12th or the 13th we have Sim Rails having a big update as well. The weather's actually been really nice today because obviously we had the storm since Thursday going into Saturday. So yeah, it's been real cold. It's very icy, it's very cold, but it's been sunny at least. The road marking machine. I have no idea what machine that is. But it is when the ATS Christmas. Oh, what you mean the convoy with the Coca-Cola trucks and stuff? Ugh. Man, there's so many games to cover. There's not enough days in the bloody week. Yeah, this bad boy. I've never seen a marking machine like this. Addy, bring up whatever you want. Now, someone did give me shit last week for talking politics to you guys, that I was triggering anxieties, and even though I said we didn't really even talk about politics, I said you voted for who people voted and that's it, but some people didn't like that. No, bring up whatever you want, I don't care. It's such a funny little machine, isn't it? Hey, how? Good evening. Did you hand in the notice and everything, did you do it? Last year's Winter Wonderland. Just delivering the Christmas gifts, I think. Yeah, usually that's normally beginning of December. You mean the thing on the truckers thing, isn't it? On the trucky app thing or whatever it is. Well, your boss going on about the politics. I got called a dragon because someone said it triggered their anxieties, and I to be honest with you, I was mad. One thing that annoys me the most is when people threaten me first. So people think it's okay to say, if you don't keep doing this, I'm not going to watch you anymore. Basically what he said is, can you please not talk politics in your live streams because it's triggering my anxieties and it's really, really bad. Otherwise I'm not watching you anymore. And it just triggered me straight away, because I hate when people say, I won't watch you if you don't do this or you do that. Like, no, that's not how it works. First of all, if somebody brings up a conversation, we'll talk about it. Why not? What else are we doing here? Like, you know, we're here to chat, chill. Some topics might upset some a bit more than others, but it's never personal. That's what people need to remember. But my response was, like, I was a bit triggered by this, like saying, you know, you're not going to watch him anymore if I don't change, kind of thing. And I was like, look, I'll be honest with you. The conversation of politics that we had was basically about Starmer. I think, Addy, I think you mentioned it. I said, basically, I even said to him, I said, I don't know why it's triggered you so much, because the last time it was brought up, I shut it down by saying, look, people, the people have voted, the majority's in, no matter what country you're in, it's a democracy, we vote. If you're allowed to vote, you should vote. And whoever wins, wins. Like, I'm not a Labour lover. I mean, it doesn't even matter for my country, but, like, but Starmer won, and you have to accept that, and that's it. It shouldn't trigger you, though, like that. It shouldn't, you know, it shouldn't friggin' send people crazy. But I understood. But what triggered me was I'm not going to watch you anymore unless you change. What the fuck is that about? Like, you know, if somebody wants to bring up something, we'll always talk about crap. You know, that's what we do here. I mean, imagine all that, the COVID conversations we've had, the monkeypox there a while back when we were flying. Like, I probably triggered so many people. It was you, Addy. It was the petition. Yes, sorry, it was the other night. It was about the petition when you said, oh, you know, it's nearly got 1 million people. And I said, it doesn't matter if you... Yeah, this is exactly what I said. This is why I said to him, I don't know why it's triggered you so badly. Because all I said was, yes, there's a petition. It shows that the general public are not happy. But he has a mandate because the people voted. And the most annoying thing is, most of the people that voted Labour are the ones that are signing the petition. So it's like, you voted for this guy. You knew he, you know, everyone knew what he was going to do. Like, it just shows you, it doesn't matter who's in power. They're all the same. Everybody's the same. If it was Boris Johnson, Keir Starmer, doesn't matter. It really does not matter. But yeah, look, and the one thing that we are here is, we're always respectful. And, you know, I don't care about any kind of politics. If you believe in what you believe in, that's great. Happy days, you know what I mean? But yeah, don't threaten me by not watching me. That does my head in. I mean, if you don't like what we're talking about, just don't watch the video today, you know what I mean? Yeah. End of the day, if I want to get paid, I have to go to work. Don't understand being triggered. Do people just mean getting annoyed? I mean, some people, politics is a big thing, you know what I mean? Apply the road markings correctly on the road. How the fuck do I do that? Oh my god. I don't even know how to use this machine. You haven't even taught me, game. This triggers me. A game that doesn't really tell you what the hell you're supposed to be doing. Okay, dip, rod, lift, lower. Right. Apply paint number 1. Warning guidance system, lift. Alright, well, so if I press 1. Oh yeah, we're painting. As even when we watch the American elections, I'm not American. I don't have a say in it, but I'm always interested in it. Yeah. England close to us and could influence a few things, like generally don't give a flying feck about the law passed in California. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, look, I think there's a case to not vote these days, and I get why people protest that vote, but at the same time, if you protest your vote, the only thing is that you just have to accept whatever comes your way and just be okay with it. You know what I mean? You just have to, and because you protest your vote, now if you voted and you didn't get what you want, you can be as mad as you want, and I accept that too. But, yeah. Yeah, England, it is important to us, but at the same time, it is what it is. Capitalism, Jesus Christ. The US election that was a funny, I know. The same as literally any content through TV or radio, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Yeah, I mean, just don't threaten me. I mean, I can understand you're not enjoying something. Absolutely no issues with that. Just don't threaten me like that. I don't know what's worse. Just talking about politics without actually having an opinion, because I do try not to give my opinion. or threatening me because it's upset you. I don't know what's nearly worse, you know what I mean? I think the T-bar is so when you're sitting there, you can see where you want to put your lines. Have you make politics for your entertainment? To be honest, yeah, look, I think all politics is nearly entertainment these days. It's just, it doesn't really matter, does it? Nothing seems to change, so we just have to go with it. Get what we're given. I mean, if anyone wants to talk about dodgy elections, I mean, we just had the Irish elections last week, right? And here in Ireland, it's the most dinosaur, medieval voting system that I still don't even understand myself very well. So basically, when you go into the voting booth, you vote for like your all 7 picks. So say, for instance, you got your Labour, your Tories, or whatever, you got all your different governments that we have here, but we have the Irish names. So you say if you wanted to be you'd vote the Tory man at 1, you might put the other Tory man at 2 for his second seat, then you might put the Labour guy in 3rd, then you might put the Green Party in 4th, and basically you vote for everybody, but they have it in 1-2s, first round, second round, third round, and so there can be multiple people running for a seat in a county of the same team here, and they can split votes between each other. So if this guy has loads of votes and he can share some with this guy to get this guy, fuck off. It's a complete chaos here. This system is built for literally the people never losing power. These kings and queens back in the day sitting at that round table and saying, hey, I'm not giving up my position. Let's make an election process that we say is democratic, but there's no democracy in it at all, because the parties can split their own votes. So you might not have voted for this person at all, but he can share his votes with this guy. Come on. It makes no sense. I don't get it. I have known lifelong friends break apart because of politics. Something I don't understand. I like I said when we did the American election things, I don't care what side of any fence you sit on, as long as you have good reason in yourself and your own beliefs that you believe it's the right thing for you and your family and whatever else. Happy bloody days. As long as you say to me, you know, it's like these people that say, I'm voting Trump, but why? You know, if you don't actually have good reason to now, like if you say, oh, well, he had good policy, economy, immigration, happy days. Now, if you'd told me Kamala Harris, I'd say, why? And if you just say, oh, because I don't like Trump, I just think that's a load of rubbish, you know. To me, that annoys me when it comes to kind of politics talk. I can't get this back on here. There we go. You know, I think if you have solid reason for your beliefs, then believe away. And if it's different to mine, I would not care at all. I'd still have a beer with you know what I mean? Give a piece of paper and a lump of coal and vote on an island and you just make a symbol. it is chaos. I actually don't even know if do we even have a government yet, because it's always a split vote between 3 parties and they always have to power share, so I actually don't know, have they actually sorted that out yet since the elections? Hey Jace, is this on PS5? I believe it's on console. Not sure if it's PS5 or what. I'd say it should be. People want change, but some people are scared of change, hey? Say you're in one place, you need 5k votes, you get elected, you get those 5k votes, so you're in. But if there are another 3 seats to fill in the constituency, no one else gets enough first vote preference, then they count your second. Yeah, I mean, it's all... It's a good system if you didn't have a billion parties. I think that's the other thing, that because Ireland is such a small place, because we have so many parties, so many independents, so many... it's always a hung parliament. I can't even remember the last time that... Well, actually, I suppose... I do remember the last time one, but they never get a full government. So fearful and whatever, like they just have to party together all the time. The voting system might be fine. They haven't formed one yet. Okay, after Christmas. Is it decent and bug free? It's okay. Look, to be fair, I don't find many bugs in the game. But for me, there's a few things, maybe we should say quality of life details. Some of the missions are just a lot of driving things up and down for like 2 seconds of work. It's not bad. Yeah, the police simulator, that highway simulator was frigged. I was surprised that they sent me a key to that game and said you could play it. They sent me the key 8 days before release, and I was embargoed, but they said to me this will be the build that you can make a video on. It took me 3 hours to make the first video because I had to do a lot of cutting and editing because the game kept crashing and all kinds of other crap. But they promised on release day a lot of it was going to change, but I don't believe much has changed. I think it's still quite a buggy game, right? The big potato. You think they'll fix it? I hope they fix it, but at the moment it's still in bad shape. Even after release, it is in pretty bad shape. That highway game. That painting vehicle looks like a supersized Lotus 7 Caterham. It does have a bit of a Caterham feel to it, doesn't it? It looks like something they'd build on Top Gear. Trainboy, did you hear that TikTok is being banned in the US? I heard that they were trying to do it, but is that really a thing? Oh yeah, look, I agree. I think America doesn't have enough parties because I think it's very hard to find policy that suits everybody. I mean, there's things on both sides that I like. And yeah, it must be quite tough in America to vote, really. Unless you're just a hardcore believer of one party and all the things that they say. But then here, even in England, I think there's too many. Okay. This vehicle's a little bit gone weird. There we go. Yeah, Top Gear actually designed their own version of Lotus. Yeah, it looks like something that, oh Jesus, that they'd make. Hey, Barnsley Red and White Army. Oh god, here we go. We're talking about teams and stuff. The old Barnsley. Half the country can't complain. Well, actually, it's no different to Ireland's elections. I think it was the lowest turnout in years or something, wasn't it? I don't know what the official turnout was, but I think it was really, really low here in Ireland for last week. And that's another problem, isn't it? I mean, getting the people to actually say, is it worth voting? Are you actually going to do anything different than you've been doing? You know, and I suppose a lot of people are like, wow, look, it's an inconvenience to go and vote. If nothing changes. But then, you know, you can't say things can change if you don't vote. You absolutely cannot win. January the 19th. Why is it being banned? Green should be a part of all governments, but I never give them a number one. I met that Greens guy a few times because working for Bus Aaron. He did a lot of talks about, you know, how we're trying to change the transport industry, and I think with the Greens it's too far one way. I think everybody now should really be, you know, have some thought on global warming, emissions. You know, what can we do? I think that should be just policy to anybody at this stage. You know. Energy. Energy's a big one here in Ireland because we buy most of it from France and the UK. I think that's the biggest issue, really. Would you be able to put a kit card together? So, oh yeah, easy. I'd do a kit card in 2 days. I actually was looking at one. I was tempted to build one myself. Actually, something I was looking at a couple of weeks ago. But you need to get an MX-5 donor. I've got to strip that for the chassis, the engine. That's the problem with these kit cars. It's basically just an MX-5 with their kit put on top. Look, you can talk about football all you want. I'm a Man United fan. There is nothing to talk about. It is... I'm just hoping that United is definitely a bigger project and good things will come, but... even watching the game there on the weekend, it's very hard to be a supporter. It's been banned due to national security reasons. Oh, really? So what's the national security of, you know, have they had enough of people dancing and... What does it bring national security issues to? Is it because it's Chinese or Japanese owned or whatever it is? Is that the issue? I think the biggest thing is the people. Bill Gates is feeding cows with anti-fart additives. He saved the planet. Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Well, it's true though. It's like here in Ireland, you know, our carbon emissions are some of the highest in Europe per square foot. But the issue of Ireland is the methane from the cows, because obviously dairy and meat farming is one of our biggest things, especially beef. You know, a cow will put out more methane than a motorbike, you know, per year. You know. So Ireland are always screwed when it comes to these emission things, like the 2050 thing. It's nearly impossible unless they find. I mean, there are feeds and other bits and pieces now that are supposed to neutralise the cows more, and I don't know if it's good or not. I have no idea. The Ashworth thing, well, because he wanted, to be fair, I'm not Ashworth going, I think it's odd, but when he said that he wanted Gareth Southgate to be our next manager and that's why he left, if that's the case, I don't care that he left, because Gareth Southgate was terrible for England, and United are so bad. I just don't think I don't think he has the stomach to fix United. So, you know, if that's why he left, I think he was a Ten Hag man. I think that was the biggest issue. I think he believed in the project. A lot of these people have only been there a few months, and you know, changing managers and all this kind of stuff. Sometimes people get a bit weird about that. Oh, we were terrible. We were so bad. You know, getting dicked by Arsenal by fucking 2 corners. The same corner. Oh, the Arsenal game was so frustrating. Literally, all they do is they just bombard the front post like crazy. I don't know why all teams are not doing this if it works, you know. And then the Nottingham Forest. They're not a bad team, though. Nottingham Forest have been playing really well this year, but... the hell? Okay, this is not going together. There you go. Beat the task. Oh yeah, United are very, very hard to watch these days. Bill's profile is a person based on what they watch, but it goes into farming subsidies. Yeah. They just need to have more dairy farms near forests. I think there was more to it than but they wanted Southgate, Potter, and a few. Yeah, he wanted English. English was the key. I just don't think there's any good English managers out there that could fix United at the moment, that haven't already got jobs. Southgate was terrible. Terrible. If Gareth Southgate came to the United team, he'd be like Ten Hag. He'll play his favourite players only, and that's it. And that was Ten Hag's biggest downfall. He lost the dressing room because where he spent his money, he felt like he had to play people like Anthony, you know, all these kind of things. Look at Dallo. Ahmad, I mean. Ahmad has played nearly every game for United now since Ten Hag left, and he's been our best player. But Ten Hag wouldn't play him because of other players. football's politics as well, let's be honest. What do you think about Jeremy Clarkson's better at hosting TV shows or running his farm? I'm a big Jeremy Clarkson fan. I think he's great. I love the farm. I love all his shows. I love the Top Gear, the Grand Tours. He's getting on a bit now, though, isn't he? Not looking too good. Bass, yes, the game is on Steam. We've been running to the ground for over a decade. Oh yeah, United's just screwed now. Nuno's got Forest on fire. Yeah, United just don't want to play. There's too many people on big wages not doing enough. You know, it's a problem. I don't even know if this guy is going to be able to fix it. I actually just I don't know what to do about United. I don't know how they fix their issues. Unless this guy, he's going to need to get his own people in. I don't know. Every manager has lost the dressing room since Fergie left. Yeah, and it's because, well, look, this guy does seem like, you know, he's a bit more tougher. He won't take shit. And, you know, it's up to the Man United board to say, look, if these players don't want to play for this manager, then you got two choices. What the freaking hell? I'm stuck. This thing is backwards. Right. Is that it? It wouldn't surprise me if Moyes goes back to West Ham. I always thought it was a bit odd the way they got rid of him. If I was Moyes, though, would I want to go back after the way they got rid of me at the end of the last season for this young guy? You know, that was all a bit dodgy in my eyes as well. You know, would I go back? I would say no, personally, but maybe he will because he liked the team squad. Didn't Rooney get sacked by Plymouth this weekend? Wasn't he sacked? Wasn't he talking about going out to the jungle to meet his wife in Australia because he lost his job? Or was I just reading things? I mean, look at Pep Guardiola. He's lost the dressing room at Man City, and if anyone tells me differently, they're wrong. That team is not playing for him anymore. I think they've had enough. It just shows you it can happen to anyone. But yeah, I think the dressing rooms now have too much power. Hey Peter, this game isn't that bad according to the Steam reviews. I don't know, the Steam reviews I saw weren't looking pretty good. I don't mind it, it's an okay game. I just think if you own the first one, I don't know, is there enough changed? I think that's the biggest issue for me. I think he was sacked. Put the side up in my truck. Alright, how the hell does this thing work? Oh, no. This is not easy to use. Ah, break off. What is this? This hand tool is not easy to use. Camera angles go really weird. Oh, I'm not done my cone now. For some reason, he walks backwards with the damn thing. I don't know what's going on. I have a feeling that we're supposed to be marking the whole thing. Anyone got any ideas? Why is it not working? Because I blame your tools. I'm completely blaming my tools here. When it comes to having a second game under the same tile, it's either not a change or a lot. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I quite like City Skylines too. I enjoyed myself the other night. Well, they had the meeting today, didn't they, for the job? Sorry, for the fines for the money thing. This is really hard. Like, it doesn't work very well with the controller. It doesn't want to go straight. There we go. I think it's broken. Looks like the football players were having a battle with the wind over the weekend. Yeah, it was pretty rough. So, it occurred to me, the current City squad is reminding me of Fergie's last one. Aging, trying to win once more, but no real youngsters. I don't know, I think they've got a few, but... Yeah, I don't know, I think he's lost the dressing room. There was a game there the other week where he was playing, he benched quite a few of them, and I don't know, something just seemed really odd. Yeah, but even if you just do this little end, it doesn't really make any sense. And then this bit here is flashing for some God knows reason. Okay, I think we found our first bug in the game, because surely something's not right here. This is ridiculous. Right. I have no idea. City have youngsters, but they aren't as good as the likes of the defense. Yeah. They have some, though. I don't know what's wrong with this game. I think I killed it. Hey, DK Larson, what do I think of the game? It's alright. I think I've just found a bug, though. It's okay. Plenty to do. B&M car park. It's the Loch Ness Monster in Germany. I think that's where we're based. We're in Germany. Look, guys, I'm gonna leave it there for tonight. For now. Hey, Imran, long time no see. How are you? Ah, yeah, that's all right, mate. 37 months. Damn. Yeah, well, we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be flying tomorrow. We're going to be back on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 because I'm going to be flying the new, well, not so new now, but the, I haven't flown it yet, the iFly 737 MAX. So, you know, hopefully they don't fall out of the sky like all the other MAXs. So we will be flying tomorrow night. I know it's not as popular as always, but we haven't flown in a few weeks. So that'd be good. Thank you for everyone that's been here this evening. Hopefully you all have a good night and a good day tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see some of you then. And bye for now.